अस्सलाम वालेकुम हज़रात, वेलकम बैक टू अनदर एपिसोड ऑफ थॉट बिहाइंड थिंग्स। आज हमारे साथ मौजूद है एक बहुत ही खास मेहमान who's all the way here from Karachi, Ayla Adnan, who is a content creator. She is a TikToker, I would say, as well, in a weird way, and who is also does a lot of fashion and stuff like that. And I'd like to explore a bunch of those things. First of all, Ayla, thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm having my little bit of a fangirl moment. But thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
me.
Let's start with trying to understand. Actually, let's start with कि आप primarily, you started to get noticed through TikTok. And the sort of content that you were doing on TikTok was very different than what is generally available in Pakistan. Tell me a little bit about that. कि क्या था वो सारा?
Honestly, no thought behind it.
Right.
It was very, very candid, was making random videos. कभी मैंने कोई dance trend देख ली अमेरिका में हो रही है. Thought to just make it. And that was it. It was just like random videos I was putting up, like if it was in my camera roll. And some started to do well, and there was no thought behind like why they were doing well, if I'm planning to do it execution in some way. And that's what led to making just a YouTube channel, and just I was like, हाँ ठीक है हो रहा है और बनाते जाते हैं.
Just sort of very accidental of sorts.
It was very fun.
मुझे ये बताएं कि how were you able to access the American side of things? Because Pakistan में तो when I open TikTok, it's just like and I'll be honest, बहुत दफ़ा इस तरह हुआ है कि I've been like, yeah, listen, this is the future, let's do TikTok. And I open the app and I go through the For You page and I'm just like, yeah, listen, I can't do this anymore. How were you able to access all that content? Because आपका बड़ा different था. It was very fresh. And I saw a post on Instagram as well where you talked about, listen, like TikTok gets a bad rep because of the content that's available, but it's actually a very interesting platform. So what are your thoughts on that?
So a lot of people joined TikTok during COVID, like first wave quarantine, sub TikTok pe aa gaye the. And I don't know, maybe in 2019 summer when I'd initially started, the people who I was following, my For You page was similar to that.
Right.
So I was never following any XYZ like people over here who were making like lip syncs and stuff, but that was their own thing. For me, my like niche of watching TikToks was very different. Aesthetic videos, even though this word is like so overused, but just a lot of dancing videos, like funny, random, reels type content. And
Right.
my For You page was always that. So I would find new creators as I would go through, and I would just follow them. So I remember that when I think TikTok like officially came into Pakistan, when like they came in, that's when our For You page completely changed.
Right. उससे और अब यही है कि अब वही पाकिस्तानी आ रहा होता है, because I don't think there is even a way anymore to
VPN.
actually, अगर आप US वगैरह का VPN लगाएं तो आपका content change हो जाता है.
So content now is all Gen Z Pakistanis on TikTok for me. My For You page is all that. And it's like funny to see that this, like my own generation would talk so much bad about it. Like they had so many negative opinions and feelings. And now the same people who would talk bad are on the app.
And they're creating content as well?
Yeah.
Acha. Are there a lot of like these private school kids creating like different sort of westernized content on TikTok as well?
So a lot of people who I went to school with, like my A-level school, were all from different but same category of schools. Like some were from grammar, some are from CGM, I was from Links, and we were always interconnected because smaller social circles. So they were the ones who were like trying to indirectly tell me, oh, like why are you on this app, so on and so forth. And it did hinder my confidence a little bit, and I did stop temporarily. And now I see the same girls swiping and they're making content, and I'm like...
So does that get sort of national attention the same way? Like, I'm trying to understand this, right? Because this is a silo of content. TikTok के ऊपर, obviously, the way that the content works is एक तो सोशियो इकोनॉमिक क्लास का भी तकाजा है और उसके बाद फिर स्टाइलोज हैं डिफरेंट लोगों के डेमोग्राफिक्स हैं, उसके हिसाब से कंटेंट अप एंड डाउन हो रहा है. जाहिर है कि द रीज़न वाई द अदर फॉर्म ऑफ कंटेंट इज ट्रेंडिंग सो मच इज़ बिकॉज वो ऑडियंस बहुत ज़्यादा है, masses, right? Do you end up, when you started getting viral, was that virality primarily from the same sort of people that you generally hang out with, or was that all sorts of people? Like, were the comment section going, okay, wow, cool dance, and also going like, hey, astaghfirullah, what you are doing is very, very,
So it is the masses that I feel like did push it up. I would say it was a 60-40%. 60% आपके masses हो गए, 40 आपके जानने वाले टाइप आपका सर्कल हो गया. And I think one of the first videos that went viral was me and a friend of mine, and we were just doing like a step to a dance. 4 second की video थी. कोई उसके पीछे थॉट नहीं था. And उसके नीचे बहुत comments आ गए. Oh, like, and the one comment that would always then come on my videos, even if I'm wearing Eastern or Western clothes, Muslim question mark. So it became very like condescending. The comments were becoming very negative. But till this date, I just never ever like, I went through them, I laughed at them, but I never let them affect me. So I
Right.
feel like the masses did play a part. But वही लोग होते हैं जो आपकी videos देख रहे हैं और वही और उसको attention दे रहे हैं.
Right. वो साथ से judgment pass कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल.
Did a lot of them trickle down to your Insta then? वो होता है ना conversion आती है.
Unfortunately, no.
अच्छा.
My Instagrams, I feel like my demographic came from my YouTube.
Okay.
So the followers, like जो आपके YouTube पे ज़्यादा थे मेरे लिए, it translated into my Instagram. So alhamdulillah say I got saved from majority of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And your YouTube, I saw, you were doing content very regularly up until 10 months ago. I feel like that's the last video. Koi, you're sitting with some friends and there's a
Slumber
vlog.
party.
Slumber
Yeah.
party, absolutely. And then there's no video after that. Why'd you stop?
So the thing is, A, my laptop crashed.
Okay.
Like space khatam ho gayi thi. B, there was more ample amount of time in quarantine to make videos and edit them the same night. I would love sitting on my sofa for 9 hours straight and editing a video. Like I love that. But A-level jab resume hua, I mean, I was in my final year. So then I had to make a decision. Do I be regular on YouTube or Instagram? Instagram was more accessible for me. I feel like you can post shorter videos and photos and it does job of what I'm trying to portray or the message I'm trying to give out or just post. And YouTube Clay, I have so much content on my phone, but it just never rendered and usme bahut khwariyan ho gayi. Then I thought of outsourcing editing, but I don't trust anyone with content like that. So it was like, it's raw footage. Like you never know. Allah na kar if it goes in the wrong hands. Even if it's just like me making like a fumble while talking and stuff, I much rather at my own time edit and post.
Right.
But I miss YouTube. Even my best friend, I think Zara, she's one of my biggest supporters. And she randomly messaged me a couple of days ago. She's like, I was watching all the videos again. Why did you stop making them?
Yeah, because I feel like your YouTube had a very sort of unique flavor to what you were doing. And,
for sure.
that I would have liked to see that continue.
I would like to continue myself as well.
Thoda samay, I'm going to bring you down to the past, right? Growing up, what was life like?
Life, like from what I remember till this day, was amazing. Alhamdulillah say, like I'm the only child, pampered from both sides of the family, the firstborn, loved by everyone, like always gone my way.
And you're born and bred in Karachi?
I was born in Karachi, and then I think I did my I was going to say A-levels. I did my preschool from Learning Tree. Then I went to Dubai for a couple of years, and I came back when my parents got divorced when I was in 2nd grade.
Okay. And then you started living with your...
So from then, I lived with my mom and Nani.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that transition for you?
Absolutely love it. It's like I meet my dad every weekend.
Right.
There's no policy of ek hafta unke ghar pe ek hafta. Like you see divorces stereotype. Like, oh, the child is with mom 1 week and the dad the other week. My dad comes, chills with my Nani. My mom, still friends, comes over whenever he wants. I go over to his house. Yeah, that I don't live there because I'm like, he even knows like I'm more comfortable in my house. But my dad and I, like, we're besties. My mom and I were besties.
Right.
Like so the dynamic is
very interesting and very sort of
non-typical.
Non-typical. Like, कि जी आपका it's not working out. So वो कहते हैं ना irreconcilable differences की वजह से we've separated sort of.
Yeah.
It wasn't this angry, frustrated. Generally, जो होता
मैंने
है.
कभी उनको I never saw a fight. I never saw an argument. Like as I grow older now, I'm 20, I have sat down with my mom and, had discussions on this and my dad. And they both have always said amazing things about each other. Never is one putting like the other one down. It's always been like, we're two different people and we weren't meant to be together.
Right.
And, that's, I feel like them as individuals have also grown to not even come to this realization, but to have that conversation with me. Like, I respect that I'm not treated like a bacha anymore. And wo same level pe baat ho rahi hai. Because, in our society, I see ki kids are really like covered from ghar ki situations, paison ki situations, kuch bhi aisa ho gaya. And I feel like that indirectly can affect a person. Ki aap ye cheezein outside se dekh rahe hain. You don't feel like you're included. And then that can have like an amalgamation of negative emotions and effects when one bursts. And then the parents don't know, okay, what initially caused this like snowball effect in the child. So I feel like, conversation in any relationship or friendship is so important, and to just be honest. So I've gotten that from my parents and my nani, my friends, and like whoever I choose to have in my life. Like I feel like I have conversation. Conversion like is very important.
Do you think the fact that you did not have a generic Pakistan में तो particularly it's something that's very celebrated, and also फिर वो जाहिर है कि for individuals who don't have that sort of normal domestic environment tend to feel bad and tend to feel like, oh, we're like a broken family or a broken home.
Yeah.
Do you think did you ever feel anything of that sort, and do you think that affected your personality positively or negatively?
So positively, I feel like when a child or anyone goes through an experience of the sorts, you mature jaldi.
Right.
And mujhe meri ammi or nani aaj tak, even my dad says like you matured way before your friends, whether their parents were together or whether they were having their issues. And maybe that also comes down from the individual that I am. I was always a child, even Dubai mein, main khud subah uthti thi, apna doodh like pee ke, I would go to school. And I love doing things on my own. I love my me time. And I feel like never did the thought of a broken home or unhappy family come in, because I'm surrounded by my mom and nani. And they're my like pillars of foundation of stability, love, like anything I've learned, whether it's volunteer work, whether it's maintaining relationships, respect, communication, it all comes from my mom and nani. Like they're my biggest inspirations in my life, alhamdulillah. Se.
Do you see, obviously, is your nani also a working woman?
My nani she was a housewife. So my nana passed away when my mom was 19. And my mom has 3 brothers. So there are 4 siblings. And my nani committee, George, she made the house run, got all 4 of her kids educated, got them married. Like till this day, you can see this woman, mashallah, say like she is the definition of strength. Like you lose your husband, you have 4 kids, you have no sahara, and you do it yourself.
Right.
Like that resilience and the ideology, she is so big on investing. She tells me, beta, ye karo, paise jod ke rakho, like is cheez mein invest karo, ye karo. And she thrives that way. So
do you think, looking at that and also the fact that your parents separated, your mom essentially was an independent woman, your nani had to, raise 4 kids, your mom had to essentially raise 1 kid.
Yeah.
What is your understanding of, जब हम ये बात करते हैं, जब हम ये keywords use करते हैं, financial independence, women empowerment, I feel like that hits differently for people who've gone through experiences where they can see very like up close कि यार अगर पड़ जाए, it's very easy for a person to support or hate based on a normal dynamic.
बिल्कुल.
Right, कि यार मेरे घर पे मेरे वाले साहब काम कर रहे हैं, अच्छा पैसा कमा रहे हैं, मेरी वालदा घर पे बैठी हुई हैं, हमारी एक नॉर्मल डायनामिक है, मैं अपनी एक सर्टन प्रिविलेज है ना वर्सेस समवन हु डजंट हैव दैट, एंड सो आई कैन आइदर सपोर्ट इट, बट it doesn't mean that much to me as it would to a single parent. And similarly, I can hate it, but I don't really necessarily know what it's like to actually lose the financier essentially of the family. And so it's very important. आपके केस में वो दोनों examples हैं, either death by accident or separation by choice. Yeah. And in either ways, you have to then survive, sustain, thrive, and eventually, mashallah, you graduated from a fairly good private school, one of the best in Pakistan. And वो इसी वजह से है because your mother was empowered enough essentially.
I think my mom, my nani, बचपन से मैं देखती गई हूँ like how they've always been financially like independent. कभी किसी से पैसे नहीं मांगे, अपनी चीज़ करी, जो भी है अपनी चीज़ करी. And I feel like, that ideology stemmed into me because that's a given. If you're in an environment for so many years and you see both women, mashallah, are doing their own thing, like Allah Mia blessed me with that same mindset, and then to, put it into fruition. Like I always thought randomly when I was 17 or something, it's, it's so cool कि America में बच्चे, they work. You work at McDonald's, Starbucks, you have that concept over there. And, they start earning. And I'm like, yaar, I wish Karachi mein ya Pakistan mein ek ideology aaye, because it's so empowering when you have your own money. You have your own finances to do something. And mashallah, ever since I started working, like it's been such a freeing feeling that you do your bills yourself. I do my groceries myself. I literally, sometimes I'm like, Mama, Nana, here, take pocket money. Like it's that type of a relationship. And that feeling of just empowerment, even as a woman, like being so blessed in Pakistan to be earning from such a niche and like loving it. So alhamdulillah, I feel very, very blessed on that aspect. And financial independence, though, ladki ho ladka ho, whether your parents are together or not, that I feel like every parent should have sit down with their kids. Like, it's not about कि job करके 9 to 5 में पैसे कमाओ. Like, you can tutor kids. Put your skills to use. Whatever you are passionate about, if you can make like monetary feasibility or remunerations out of it, why don't you? Because you're just saving for yourself. वो पैसे आगे जाके आपके ही काम में आ सकते हैं. And it's good to have your own fund rather than your parents giving you pocket money. Because at the end of the day, that's your parents' money. That's not your money.
Yeah.
And you haven't earned it.
Yeah.
They're just giving it to you.
Do you think, as a matter of fact, actually, I'll again flip the conversation a little bit. You mentioned early on before we started rolling that you've been volunteering as well and started an organization. Tell me a little bit about that.
So in my O-level school links, and I was there from 3rd till 11th grade, we would have har saal ek hafte ke liye career week. When I was in 9th grade, May 2018, May 2018, Gibran Nasir came. He spoke for 2.5 hours. I don't think I properly blinked. I was so engrossed in that conversation, and it moved me. Like, that's what it is. He was talking about the bomb blast that happened in Abbastown and how he and his team went and helped. And it just got me thinking, like, I am a part of that 1% of Pakistan who is capable to be in an O-level school, in a British school, to be a female, to be having these thoughts like over here. As much as we want to say कि, we aren't like a third world country, हमारी majority के पास हर दिन daily wages कमाते हैं. So I thought, what is something that I can do as an individual to bring change? And it's such a niche that one person can bring a change, but you can. Like, even if you help one person, you're bringing a change. So I thought, menstrual hygiene awareness, it's such a taboo topic. Not just in Pakistan, South Asia, or aap dunya ko le lo. Men get stigmatized by it, women feel embarrassed by it. And I'm like, if I can educate women and young girls on this, it's going to be a changing factor. And at that time, honestly, in Karachi, I don't think anyone, any even big or large-scale NGO was talking about this. So I started by just collecting a little bit of donations and getting sanitary napkins and having them distributed. So initially, the plan was that I'm going to go and educate these women. But logistically, it wasn't seeming possible because I can't just show up to a little colony and be like, Assalamu alaikum, मैं आई हूँ आपको इन चीज़ों के बारे में बताने में. And people would feel a little like, who's this girl? So there were baby steps on doing these ration drives, and then it formulated into bigger ration drives and just helping women and then talking about it and outsourcing the help and just like talking about it.
This is very interesting because a lot of people don't know, particularly because we have an audience of almost, I believe, 75% men. And in Pakistan, we don't talk about this. But in Pakistan, the majority of the women do not have access to, sanitary,
clean water even.
Clean water is like essentially the entire population, right? But अगर women centric देखें तो they don't have ये sanitary napkins होते हैं essentially what would you call them?
Yeah.
They don't have access to them, they don't use them, and because they don't use them, तो वो automatically it's the quality of life, it's उनकी हेल्थ के ऊपर क्या असर पड़ता है, वो तमाम चीज़ें वो हैं. And you have like a 50% of your population जिसमें से एक large chunk essentially एक ऐसी चीज़ है जो कि बड़ी easily solvable है. Science has gone there already.
But हो ही नहीं रहा.
But वो हो ही नहीं रहा because we just don't even talk about it. We ignore it as if it doesn't exist. हालांकि it happens to everyone every month, right? So I feel like it is a very important conversation, and somehow the way that it's done होती ही नहीं है maybe. So what was your experience when you actually went out there and started to have it?
So basically, while doing research on the topic itself, I understood that the pricing of these sanitary napkins were costing a meal. कि एक औरत अपने ख़ानदान को खाना खिलाए, दाल ले या एक pack of sanitary napkins ले. And the choice would always be family first. So then the topic came about and another argument came about कि self-care ही नहीं है औरतों में. Not just about like sanitary napkins and all. Women don't put themselves first. And the women that do, they're labeled selfish. They're labeled arrogant. And that's not the way it should be projected. Like for men, women, mental health is the first important thing. The second is self-care. उसमें आपकी physical health, आपकी mental health, सारी चीज़ें involve होती हैं. So, you know, the first thing I learned was that no one was understanding what the purpose was talking about this. Everyone's like, ये क्या हो रहा है? And the difference that made was giving these sanitary napkin monthly packages helped women not spend their own money and have this sanitary pack come to them as an FOC rather than spending their money. So I feel like an impact definitely was made on the way the thinking changed. But obviously ये एक चीज़ है जो एक larger scale पे government initiatives होने चाहिए जो आपकी सिर्फ औरतों को नहीं बता रहे लेकिन मर्दों को भी कि ये एक इतना important topic है जो destigmatize ही नहीं हो रहा.
Do you think they are localized? So, you know, there are these foreign brands. Obviously, they're very expensive. But I remember I saw a film in Bollywood, I believe. I mean, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I saw कि वो एक आई है. It was about this a true story about this guy who made a sanitary napkin for like really, really cheap, and he was stigmatized by the society, and everybody was like, you know, ये पागल हो गया, ये क्या कर रहे हैं? And eventually, you know, he won a bunch of awards as well. पाकिस्तान में I did a quick, I'm not going to say I dive too deep, but I saw कि जी जितना भी आपका ये आ रहा है ये सारा imported है. All of it is imported. This is not like कोई cell phone नहीं है ये. You know, it's like standard material के साथ मिलके processing होके एक चीज़ बनाई जा रही है. Is there any local manufacturing or any कोई काम हो रहा है to cut the cost down? Because अगर हम ये बात करते हैं कि for example, I don't know what the cost is, but let's assume it costs 250 rupees for an average pack.
बिल्कुल.
That's unsustainable. The government can't do it. The government can't, you know, essentially provide free of cost these products to like 120 million. चलें adult population ले लेंगे उसमें से तो maybe like 60-70 million women.
बिल्कुल.
Particularly when you are you're a underdeveloped sort of third world country. Obviously उसकी economics के ऊपर बात आएगी कि if I want to increase the uptake of such a product, I will have to reduce the cost maybe 250 रुपए से लेकर उसको मैं किसी ना 50-60 रुपए
लेकिन फिर उसकी क्वालिटी कॉम्प्रोमाइज होती है.
होगी maybe. Again वो question mark है. So first तो ये है कि what things that I can very easily see is कि भाई एक चीज़ import हो रही है तो there is definitely a lot of wastage. So wastage in freight cost, wastage in आपकी जो customs duty, wastage in a lot of these areas, right? So even if quality doesn't necessarily get compromised, मुझे पता लग रहा है कि किसी और मुल्क में ये चीज़ बन कर जब पाकिस्तान आ रही है तो उसके दरमियान में उसको लाने में इतना मेरा एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट इनकर हो रही है.
Which is the case in any type of item. आप कहीं से भी import करिए, even a pack of chips.
Yeah.
I went that day to buy a pack of Cheetos. It was 800 rupees.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, obviously like because it's like that cost is like a lot of added costs on top of that. अब Cheetos का जो potato है, it's definitely not costing 800 rupees.
Yeah.
Right? It's just
It's the flight cost.
It's the flight cost.
Transport.
And it's some sort of a processing that just required है कि वो processing localized हो जाए. So when you guys were doing this, did you find any local alternatives or cheaper alternatives जो कि you know ये चीज़ provide कर रहे हैं?
You know, back in 2018-2019 सबसे बड़ा जो आपका brand था Unilever का P&G का was Always.
Right.
And Always wasn't that sustainable. Then I saw Butterfly came around. Now, I'm not sure if Butterfly is local or international, but it was comparatively cheaper.
Right.
Now that you can see that Instagram is literally the domain of so many homegrown businesses, a lot of women or even men are producing reusable sanitary napkins.
Right.
But then again, the question is, how sanitary is it?
Right.
आप कैसे reuse कर सकते हैं? Then the other method is menstrual cups. Now, that is still another taboo to bring in. It's like a tampon. Like, Pakistan mein to itne myths hai ki a girl loses her virginity if she uses a tampon. So, to bring in the ideology of a menstrual cup, which actually is going to save costs, cut down many costs, it's going to be a sanitary way to go about things. But it's just that I feel like thinking backward hai hamari society ki. Not even to deny that or to bring in this, it's just not doable abhi. But a lot of women I've seen के घर पे कपड़े का पैड बना रही हैं and stuff. But then when you do your research, कपड़ा is not that effective. आपको इतनी diseases हो सकते हैं. And women get so many diseases and they don't even know like how are they getting these infections. And it all starts with just hygiene.
And essentially which increases the cost of public health as well because
it's only adding on the cost. So at the moment, unfortunately, with whatever research I've done over the years, मुझे ऐसा कोई alternative जो effective हो और जो cost save करे on a larger scale नहीं दिखा, but what women can do, I say कि जो भी आपके घर में, if there's a worker, there's a lady, sit down with her, have a conversation.
Right.
There's no need to go onto a large scale of 2,000 people. अपने घर से अगर आप एक conversation शुरू करेंगे ना, it's going to be a snowball effect. She will tell her daughter will tell sister-in-law, so on and so forth. You start the domino effect. That
Right.
way.
So essentially what you're saying is that at this point in time, we're at phase 1, which is awareness.
Yeah.
Economics comes later.
बिल्कुल.
सबसे पहले तो लोगों को पता ही नहीं है कि ये चीज़ कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड आई थिंक यहाँ पर इफ़ आई वुड अंडरस्टैंड कि जो गवर्नमेंट इंटरवेंशन है वो इंपॉर्टेंट है पब्लिक हेल्थ के ज़ुमरे में, कि वेयर गवर्नमेंट्स प्रॉब्ली कांट प्रोवाइड द प्रोडक्ट्स बट डेफिनेटली कैन हेल्प इन running these awareness campaigns. I remember recently
Definitely.
in October, if you've been calling anyone, the breast cancer ke upar they've done a really good job. Almost everyone.
I did a live with Veet on this, and we took on an expert on breast cancer. So I even learned so many things. And it was such an important conversation. And I love the initiative हमारी government ने करा कि आप call तो सभी करते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
तो उस पे डालना was very, very smart.
Yeah.
And I feel like, ये छोटी-छोटी चीज़ें जो शायद कोई बंदा एक overlook करे, it can save someone's life.
Absolutely.
And having such campaigns done on such national platforms, phone के ऊपर या आप government initiatives हम कर लेना, आप UN इतना हम UN के साथ involved रहते हैं, get UN women to come in, help them organize the drive. You don't have to organize them, give them authority to go and just educate. Because whenever, we talk about any problem in society, चाहे वो education की भी नहीं हो, it comes down to education, lack of awareness.
Right.
Or education is not आपकी किताबों की education. If you're not educated on yourself, your body, your health, you won't succeed. And succeed is like stay away from possible health risks, mental risks, and so on and so forth.
I know for a fact that you're interested in a lot of these things because you've been debating quite a lot, and I feel like that's something that was very close to your school that you went to for O-levels.
For sure.
First of all, you've mentioned your school multiple times, and I haven't heard of this one. I know that you went to Lyceum for A-levels, and that's a fairly, it's at the top of the charts for in Pakistan.
For sure.
Tell me a little bit about Links.
Links is very small. Our graduating class of 2019 was 23 kids.
Acha.
We're a very, very small school. Majority of our kids go to Lyceum, go to Nixer, go to like KJS for
So they
A-levels.
don't have an A-levels program?
No. अभी तक नहीं है. तो Links में I joined Links in 3rd grade. And from 5th grade, I started debating, doing model UNs internationally.
Right.
So I had the exposure from the school. I went to Switzerland. I represented Pakistan in a Montessori Model United Nations conference. So that was from 3rd graders till 11th graders. And that is, I think, my exposure to the world, to world issues started. I was in the Food and Agriculture Organization talking about Pakistan.
Right.
And then just the love of researching, the love of making files and highlighting and speaking. The love of speaking was just something. My Nana, he was a debater in Sindh and he was top of his class. I never met him, but he had the stature and the way he spoke. And my mom says, you have so much of him in you because this all comes from him. And then she's like, he must be so proud of you. And, just that feeling of like him looking out for me, especially in debates, it's something that always energizes me.
So, I mean, did you have public speaking experience before this?
No, my first one was in 5th grade.
Right.
Uske baad,
And you that first one you went straight up to Switzerland.
Switzerland.
So
Local मेरा exposure 10th grade में आके हुआ है.
अच्छा,
And
कौन से उस पे हुआ था?
Bayman,
बीमन इस्लामाबाद.
Karachi.
अच्छा, कौन
And
सा?
the Pakistani debate game and the international debate game. Pakistani debate is toxic.
Really?
I've said it.
Why? So what's the difference between
So
both?
I was in the Lyceum debate team as well. Because my last MUN was in 11th grade. I won Cambridge MUN with Links. I went to Jordan, BD, Best Delegate. I was like, this is so interesting.
Pause. For people who don't know, what's an MUN?
Okay, a Model United Nations is basically a stimulation of the United Nations. Usme you can either represent individuals in a committee or you could be countries. You're given a specific topic like poverty.
Right.
Very broad. So you're Ghana and I'm America. So I'm going to be like, the delegate of America believes that poverty is something that should be eradicated from the world. Give a stat, talk about it, solutions pe aana. Because it's a stimulation of what happens in the UN, right?
Right.
And then you can get up and say, well, the delegate of the United States of America doesn't have the right to speak about poverty when you have so much aid that you could be helping so on and so country about. So
Right.
it's structured
It's
debate.
diplomacy, and it's also
Diplomacy to another level, but that's not what I like noticed over here. It was like, I'll like give an explanation. So MUNs internationally, they were very fun. You get to meet people from all walks of life. It was debate. It was fun also, like moderated caucuses, unmoderated caucuses. You were having fun. You were in another country. You were getting exposure. Over here, it's very toxic. Toxic in the way, okay, already what's the word?
preconceived notions.
Preconceived notions हैं. Lyceum debaters ऐसे हैं. Grammar के debaters ऐसे हैं. Nixer के ऐसे हैं. Super rude. Some schools have like competed against. Super rude, super aggressive. Don't know what they're speaking about. उसमें debate का essence चला जाता है. It's not about like doing well in debate. इस team को कैसे हराना है. इसको कैसे हराना है. इनके tactics सोचो. ये strategy pick up करो. It becomes like war zone. That's not what it's supposed to be. And I didn't enjoy that. Like, my love for debate, I saw in A-levels, it deteriorated. As much as I loved the Lyceum debate team, you know, it's known for its class, its stature. That was all there. But when you go into schools, when there's like a pin on your back, ki, oh, is bande ko to harana hi hai. That whole environment of the atmosphere, it just deteriorates. Like, I did not have a good time, to say the least.
It's not a very growth-based environment. It's essentially
It was like, I keep reusing the word, but that's what it was. It was very toxic, especially for women in debate over here. I had, in one conference, I had 4 to 5 instances where I felt uncomfortable with another school guy being physically close to me, leaning on the table to write something. For what? You know, but that's like when you go and speak about it, they're like, oh no, this person's probably just trying to say it to gain points for herself. She's from Lyceum. This person's from this school. And even though when I spoke about it, you know, action was taken, but so many things like this go unsaid because either aap mein confidence nahi hota ki aap baat kare. And it just becomes a whirlwind of just, I didn't have fun. That's it.
Right.
I did not enjoy it.
You know, you mentioned as a woman, it's difficult in these circumstances. Generally, as a woman, how do you feel, you know, being in Pakistan?
I mean, I've understood, like, when I was a teenager, मैं उतनी अवामी जगहों में नहीं गई. You know, I would go with my friends. It was very, like, not closeted, but in a cloud. Like, you would
like
go
a filter bubble sort of.
filter bubbles and just गए यहाँ गए वगैरह वगैरह. Today, for instance, I went for a visa appointment. I was fully covered. Nothing visible to the human eye. I'm sitting, mask on, waiting for my turn. A man just staring at me. 30 minutes. I look, still staring. I look and I'm like, I'm in a visa appointment. I don't want to make a scene here.
Right.
You know, that's the, if, swear I wasn't in a visa appointment, I would have done something. I was at the petrol pump in Karachi 2 hafton pehle, and my hair and makeup was done. I was going to a shoot or coming back. I went inside and wahan ka ek banda ghur raha hai. I saw 3-4 times and then I thought, what would my mom do? What would my nanny do? I'm like, masla kya hai? You know, I just like straight up said it and dar gaya. You know, didn't start looking around here and there. It's hard for women. I will never say that's easy for women, for girls. It's not about the apparel. It's not about the way you look. It's the mentality of, I'm not even going to say like all the men, but like a big chunk of them. And it doesn't come with education. It comes with your own thinking. I mean, the biggest example of ruthless behavior, Zahid Jafar.
Right.
Educated man, whatever, good society, acted worse than, and not even animal. Like, I'm not even going to say animal because animals don't behave like that. It comes with the own way you think and the behaviors, I feel like, in your house that are stated, haan, theek hai, ladka hai, chhod do, boys will be boys. No, teach them. Boys can be men. Men are respectful. Boys at times are not. Boys can make mistakes, but they should own up to it. Girls can make mistakes too. And the biggest example I see now is so many girls of my age have called out guys in the Me Too movement. A lot of people who I thought were someone else were called out, and straight up, I called them out too. Someone who I was very, very close with since the past 5 to 6 years. I'm in Hunza. I see a post. And I'm like, I don't believe this, but you can't not believe it. How can someone have the balls to come up and talk about this and it be fake? And I straight up deleted the person, blocked. I'm like, no, I don't want to have a conversation. Tried calling me. And because I had that social media influence कि मैं story डाल सकती हूँ तो reputation खराब हो जाएगी. I'm like, भाई, don't even call me. And then I was just like, I will support you. I will post a story. I don't want to talk about my friendship with so on and so forth, because it's very hard for me too, like being friends with someone, thinking there's someone, and then hearing all these instances. You judge their intentions with you. You judge your friendships. You start to judge everyone, and then your antennas are up.
Right. So I'm going to ask you two questions. First, and you can see if you can sort of club them together or separate them. But I feel like we know, or at least a particular segment now has understood that there is a problem. You know, we're hearing incidents here and there, and we understand that clearly things aren't stable, and clearly the society is tilted towards a side, and there is a power imbalance as well.
For sure.
And so that needs to be sorted out, and that needs to be fixed, essentially. One of those ways is, for example, for women to be more empowered in a way that when you said, if someone is staring at me, rather than me hiding, like getting confused, I feel like the fight back is very important, where you're like, listen, like, kya masla hai? And the guy probably the next 5 times he's going to avoid it.
Yeah.
Then he might do it again, and then maybe someone will do the same thing again, and it's a learned behavior of, okay, listen, this is if his own family hasn't taught him, or at least काफ़ी दफ़ा ऐसे होता है घरों में सिखाया जाता है, बाहर जाते हैं दोस्त आपस में ना वो इस तरीके से ले जाते हैं, बट इवेंचुअली वो सोसाइटी जो है वो लर्न बिहेवियर इनकलकेट कर देगी. बट बियॉन्ड दैट व्हाट डू यू थिंक कैन हैपन दैट कुड इवेंचुअली, क्योंकि देखिए फिक्स तो होना है हमने इवेंचुअली, कोई भी सोसाइटी जो है वो आके मैजिकली नहीं इस तरह से हो गई.
इट्स नॉट ओवरनाइट.
एंड सो जब वो एक और पर्टिकुलरली पाकिस्तान में जहाँ पर हमने एक सर्टन तरीका बनाया हुआ था, निज़ाम बनाया हुआ था, उस निज़ाम के अंदर जब as societies have become more open, as we've gotten the media, as places have become more public, जाहिर है कि people don't know how to react to this entire shift, and उसके अंदर वो eventually balance आएगा, so one way or the other. So the first question being, how do you think that change could potentially happen? And the second question would be connected to what you just mentioned, of calling people out, because I've had a bunch of different opinions on this. एक point पे मुझे था कि maybe that sort of call out is important. एक पॉइंट पे मुझे हुआ कि अच्छा जब वो कॉल आउट बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो वो शायद विच हंट की तरफ भी जाना शुरू हो जाए. जनरली होता ही है कि क्रिमिनल, जब पर्टिकुलरली क्रिमिनल लॉ की आप बात कर रहे होते हैं तो आप हमेशा स्टार्ट तो हमेशा वही होता है, विसल ब्लोइंग भी स्टार्ट में इट्स ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी पीपल जिनको पता है कि यार जब हम अर्ली अडॉप्टर है ना तो हम जलील हो जाएंगे. लेकिन जब वो मेन स्ट्रीम हो जाती है तो फिर
सब आ जाते हैं
बैंड वैगन, और उसको वो बुरे तरीके से भी इस्तेमाल करते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जांपल, let's assume there's an X guy, there's a Y girl, and the Y girl has whatever issues with the X guy, and there can be, I'm not saying that is the majority of the cases, generally I do believe अभी भी इतना ज़्यादा आपको गालियाँ सुनने को पड़ती हैं कि कोई भी लड़की पागल नहीं होती कि वो जाए और जाके अपने आप को इस तरह पब्लिक में डाले.
बिल्कुल.
बट अगर वो 1% चांस भी है तो लॉ का पर्पस ये होता है कि जो 1% है उसको भी प्रोटेक्ट करे और अपॉर्चुनिटी प्रोवाइड करे कि 99% कैन देन डू इट प्रॉपर्ली. सो जब आपने ये बात बोली ना तो मुझे पता है कि कमेंट सेक्शन में आपको आके ऑलरेडी ये बात लिख रहा है कि व्हाट अबाउट किसी बंदे की आपने पूरी ज़िंदगी तबाह कर दी फॉर बिकॉज ऑफ फेक एलिगेशंस.
I've heard so much of that whenever I've called, before the Me Too movement even started. I remember being 16, 17 at a GT with my closest of friends, and there were a couple of people there. Well, I would say it was a 50 people gathering. I knew 35 and the rest I didn't. So one friend of mine, she was there, and someone tried to mess with her physically.
Right.
And we didn't know what happened. When this guy tried to do it again, all the guy friends from my circle, everyone's circle, they got down, they beat this guy up.
Right.
उसकी इधर से उधर उसको ख़त्म कर दिया.
Right.
The next day, this guy has the audacity. I didn't do anything. I'm being falsely accused. This is even before Me Too even started.
Right.
I wasn't even public on Instagram at this time. I probably had my friends as followers. I went on Instagram Live. I'm like, look at this guy. And I spoke out. I did not hold back. And I'm like, how dare you? We see things happen with our own eyes. Who are you to like say you haven't done this? And, I believe like this change will not happen overnight. This is going to happen with generations. ये तो एक decade में भी नहीं हो सकता. It's not even upbringing. It's about your own mentality. For me, for guys more, it's like, oh, bachchi check, like talking to girls. And, thinking that women and girls are objects. They can be used, abused, thrown around. Like this mindset will change by person by person. कि जब आप उस circle में बैठ के अगर ऐसी कोई बात हो रही है, आप टोक रहे हैं. And then you give your valid reason like, yo, bro, this is off. Like, you're not supposed to do this. That makes the change. And that's, again, going to be that domino effect when others, even if they try to understand 1% of that perspective, it can make a difference. I've seen changes in so many of my own guy friends. I'm not saying that they were like, oh, bachchi check type of people, but after so many people have been called out, it's not like they're scared कि कोई उनके ऊपर कुछ बोल देगा. The general thought कि आपकी घर में बहन है आपकी माँ है. You're friends with girls. Like my best friends, Hamza, Viray, and Ari, shout out guys. They are the most respectful guys I've known them since 10 years. And they get scared like, bro, like how could this happen to like this person? And they empathize. It's not just sympathy देना, क्योंकि in situations में mainstream media में आके everyone can become sympathetic because it's a trend going on.
Right.
But the empathetic people are less than 5%. And to see that change in my own friends, I'm like, okay, like there is some development happening in society. Being a part of that elitist class या 1%, like अगर यहाँ भी change हो रहा है तो definitely कुछ
Trickle down होगा.
Trickle down हो रहा है, there is development. So I'm happy to see that side, but yet again, no one's ever going to be satisfied until it's 0%. Lekin we need to keep in mind 0% कब होगा? Like, you think about it like you can be very optimistic, overtly optimistic कि नहीं हो जाएगा. But think about the way society is. 1% कुछ हो रहे हैं, 10% कुछ हो रहे हैं. आप अपनी आवाम को देखें. यहाँ भी नहीं. आप यूरोप में देखें. In UK, a lot of my friends just went there for their first year. Girls are not even being spiked in their drinks. They're being injected. Girls are ending up in the hospitals and it's like, we don't wear something obscene. We cover whatever we're drinking. We cover whatever we're eating. But someone can show up with an injection. So it's like, safety kahin nahi hai. Even in your own house, like I'll give an example. My neighbors used to be a very loving family. And then after COVID, it became a bachelor pad of 20 guys. I have a balcony in my room. I went once on my balcony just to look at the sky. I wasn't looking. Looked straight, 15 men standing there. I didn't feel safe in my own house. And that is something that I think no one should feel. Your home is your home. It's not आपका house, आपकी sanctuary, आपकी safe space. अगर आप यहाँ ही आप feel safe नहीं कर रहे, तो where will you feel safe? And that's like understanding like the mechanisms of it individually. Like teaching, sit down with your friends, talk about them, do everything you can. Like there must be conversation.
Right. I think this is a very interesting element. I feel like Joke somewhere in the, and I understand the aggression also, but I think somewhere in the aggression is being lost. Because like I said, a lot of what we do as human beings is learned behavior, right? And so when we opened up our spaces, we didn't teach our people, particularly our men, what are the sort of SOPs that are okay and not okay, right? And so a lot of times we showed them Bollywood movies where we showed them, listen, like you can, if the girl's saying no, just keep on following her till she says yes.
And sorry to cut you off, but you know what the sad part is? I remember being very young and other like girls who I'm friends with, we learned about the good touch and the bad touch. Boys never had that conversation. Majority of boys talking about like, you shouldn't sit on someone's lap when you're a kid. You know, you're innocent. You don't have knowledge of these things. And this education, I feel like for women starts at such a young age, even if it's overtly done. But for men, I believe even in shows, you're completely right. Bollywood movies is the biggest example of
normalizing
this behavior.
Do you think you guys had, so before the Me Too movement and any of those things, I believe you were in a co-education school for most part.
Yeah.
Do you think you had conversations with your friends? Conversations, not accusations or aggression. Like before any incident had happened, do you think you'd sit down and have a conversation on what you are and are not comfortable with? Or do you think it just sort of never came up and...
Honestly, I think it's 50-50. It never came up to talk about. But then I remember me and Zara, we have sat down with our friends. We've talking about incidents we've gone through, so on and so forth, even before Me Too happened. But I feel like, when we were in 9th or 10th grade, this is before Me Too happened, immaturity लड़कों की next level होती है. उस time, even we're like, 15, 16, to sit down and have these conversations. I don't believe maturity comes with age, but it is like hearing about something or experiencing something to start that conversation. कि मैं आज बैठ के तो नहीं बोल सकती, like, it's not just a thought that comes to you, and maybe someone goes through something, and that's what really starts a conversation, I believe, in this type of situation.
Yeah, I feel like Abjab, because there is so much happening, and again, whatever side you're on, the fact that it's now public discourse, वो automatically बना लेती है. So even if you're like ये सब Me Too drama है, ठीक है, that's a conversation starter that wasn't happening 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people now they would end up for whatever side of the aisle that they belong to, just to sort of
Say their opinion.
reconcile with what they believe in. They're going to have those conversations that they previously didn't, and I feel like that inherently will sort of provide a balance, at least for a fairly large sum of
Also
people.
breaking the stigma on the taboo itself. Talking like, I feel like for men, especially when just talking about men, like conversations on such topics, at least in my age group, I haven't seen them happen. I see them happen for people who are elder on different platforms, but honestly, which teenagers have you even seen that are guys predominantly sit down and have like a serious topic conversation? GTA पे बात हो गई, FIFA पे बात हो गई, this Ronaldo did this, like it's all so दुनियावी.
Right.
But आपकी जो essential चीज़ें हैं दुनिया में, which is respect, love, communication, वो बातें नहीं होती. क्योंकि I feel like उनके maybe घरों में भी like business की बातें होती हैं. No one really maybe like sits
To
down.
be very honest, यहाँ पर I would say something slightly different. I feel like that's not necessarily true. I think the way that the society was primed at the time was also very odd. So I grew up. My high school was 2000 to 2000. Like my schooling was 2000 to 2010.
I was born 2001.
Achha. Wow, crazy. I feel old now. And I graduated high school in 2010 essentially, and somehow, मैं वो मासूम सा, बच्चा था जो कि who never had a lot of, लड़की friends, who and my parents were very, very, my mother particularly was always very strict on women and respect and a lot of those things. And when we'd go out and we'd find these guys that do not sort of fit in that worldview of respectful, good guys,
बिल्कुल.
what we'd see is, again, यहाँ पर society का एक बड़ा particular element है, what we would see is these guys get a lot of attention from girls, much more.
Bad boys.
Yeah, the bad boys that were getting all that attention. Or, you become friends with a girl and she is sort of swooning over this bad boy Bollywood actor who's just done something in a movie that you were just like, yeah, this is so odd. And so you learn that behavior, saying or thinking, yaar,
this will help in that department.
Absolutely, right.
Yeah.
It's not a large chunk. So certain, मैं हमेशा ना लड़कों को जब उठाता हूँ तो मैं उसको segments में break करता हूँ. There's the segment जिसको घरों से ही इज्जत ना करना सिखाई हो, जिसने घरों में ही देखा कि domestic violence हो रहा है, lack of respect है, harassment है, वो सारे that's behavior that is inherently a part of his personality.
Learned behaviors, basically.
और फिर दूसरा वो है जिसको घरों में सब सही दिया जा रहा है, लेकिन सोसाइटी ने SOPs जो बनाए हुए थे उसकी वजह से मेजॉरिटी इस तरफ जा रही थी. आई फील लाइक अब जो हुआ है ना, चाहे वो सही हो चाहे वो गलत हो, जो मैंने आपसे सवाल ही पूछा था कि वाइल के लोग, देयर विल डेफिनेटली बी समवन हु विल बी सेइंग कि यार व्हाट अबाउट द फॉल्स एक्यूजेशंस, एंड आई एम अ गाय, आई एम एज स्कैर्ड ऑफ अ फॉल्स एक्यूजेशन एज एनीथिंग एल्स, But I feel like at least what's happened now is that the conversation or the narrative has changed. Suddenly, the good boys are much more empowered, where they can say, listen, like the bad boys, जो बड़े king बनते फिरते थे, suddenly their social capital is much less.
Now down, yeah.
And so the younger ones will now want to be more like the good ones rather than the bad ones, because suddenly now they're saying that the society doesn't respond to the bad ones as much as they're
Hopefully
responding
that's
to.
how it stays.
I feel like it will. I feel like that's society's evolved. Like हमारे यहाँ we get into depression a lot, and हमें वो होता है कि not depression, mental health is a very real issue, but we get sort of down and we think कि कुछ नहीं हो सकता, but
Changes हो रहे हैं.
changes होते हैं.
But I feel like, the time you were in high school versus now that if you see boys of that same age, immaturity बहुत हो गई है. The immaturity levels have increased.
I don't think so. I feel like when you're there, you always feel like that. In hindsight, when I look at...
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why I talk to young people like yourself is because when I was 20, and I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, but when I was 20, I would talk to someone who was 30, and I'd feel like, yeah, I can't have a conversation with this person. Like this person is so old and he's so on a different tangent altogether. And I've been speaking to a bunch of I think the youngest I've spoken to is 17, 18, 19, 20, like yourself. First of all, these young kids can very easily have conversations with someone who's a decade older than them. They have a whole lot more insight. Sure, you might not have the insight jo ke 20s teaches you a lot, and so
Bilkul.
But I understand that. But if I were to compare myself to you when I was 20, I was on a very different tangent altogether.
Yeah.
So I think the access to information has taught a lot to these kids. I think definitely मैं ये नहीं कहूँगा कि immaturity ज़्यादा होगी, मैं ये कहूँगा कि उनकी immaturity अब public ज़्यादा हो गई है.
Yeah.
हम भी बहुत immature थे, हम अपने होते थे, हम stupidities करते थे, हम सब कुछ करते थे, और हम learn करते थे, हम grow करते थे, और हम आगे निकल जाते थे. But I have a my sister-in-law is she's a high schooler, and I see her and I see her friend circle, and I think they're much more like they're having these conversations.
It is. And like when I talk about immaturity, as we were talking about boys, my mind goes to like stupid boys in school. That's where I see immaturity. Like I can still see like people who used to be a part of my social circle. Fail हो रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं कर रहे, phase 8 में drives पे जाते हैं. जिंदगी का एक ही routine है. Mundane but lifeless.
Right.
Then I see a couple of other friends, and like from my circle, I'm the only one who's like predominantly, I guess, working,
Right.
is doing something individual,
Productive in your life, yeah.
productive in my life. And it doesn't come to everyone at like one age. Like it's different. I get that, and I see maturity levels increase. But then I see some people, and I know like I don't want to make this I don't want to make this assumption prior. Maybe they can change. Inshallah, they'll change. But it's that you have the financial security that like. F school, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to flunk out, I'm going to go to UK, my foundation karungi, and I'll be set. Like, that's what I've seen, at least in Karachi, from people in my social circle. Like, I got into the UK, I got in my grades, koi sifarish nahi hui kahin. And then I see these people, and even a couple of people who came into my A-level school, they came on sifarish. I'm very proud. Oh yeah, my dad made a phone call. Like, these aren't things to be proud about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what tangent I've picked up, basically. But it's just that I feel like if you don't see things in life in a way, like...
I feel like it's a lack of self-awareness of your own privilege as well, right?
That is it. Lack of self-awareness.
Because aapko, if you have all of what you have, imagine the impact you could be driving right now. And you're just sitting there thinking, yaar, bas I'll do the bare minimum and I'll
Not even the
sustain.
bare minimum. Like I see these people in the UK, in America, just partying and not getting the grades. Like not saying that they're not studying or anything. Like they're just not maybe interested in padhai, but this is just an outsider perspective. Like I have not grown up with millions in my bank. There was no savings account for me. It's my mom said that she will do my education. She is doing my education. I will reward my mom, dad, nani by giving them a very comfortable life to live. Like I see so many of these posts like be the first billionaire in your family. And I don't want to stick myself to a number value, billionaire, millionaire. Do as much as you can, but have all your passion in it. कि अगर आप एक चीज़ भी पूरे दिल से नहीं करते, like it won't have that effect. And I feel like with these people, maybe because they already have so much, they don't think it's necessary to step out of the box.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there is no such thing as so much, right? Like there is just it's just a mental state.
It is lack of self-awareness
it's-
again.
yeah,
If you are aware, not even of like a financial situation or like a physical situation, it's just that be a better person. Forget all of this. Forget earning. Forget everything. Be an honest person. Be, agar kisi cheez ke liye, like I used to be someone like if I thought something negative about something or had a different opinion, which may like hurt someone, I would still say it because I'm like, I'm being honest. I'm being vocal about it. But now I think twice. I'm like, is it worth saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like that is with age, you learn these things. You learn this level of maturity कि आपको एक समझ आ जाती है कि अगर किसी चीज़ आपको एक opinion आपके साथ अच्छा बैठ नहीं रहा, just it's okay. Like opinions differ, things happen.
Learn to agree to disagree.
Learn to agree to
Sort of,
disagree.
yeah.
I was always such a person like, no, like it's always right or wrong.
Yeah.
No gray. Like black or white, no gray. But there is a gray.
Right.
And understanding that gray space is what like helps you achieve peace.
Right, 100%. Ayla, we're at the 1 hour mark, and normally I try to wrap these up. At the time, I had a few other things that I wanted to discuss, but maybe another time. Thank you so much for coming in and
Thank you so
sharing
much
all
for
the
having
insight.
me.
I wish you all the best. I know that you're going for your university.
Inshallah.
I'm not gonna dive deeper into that, but wherever you're going, good luck, and I wish you all the very best. I'm excited to see where you take your blog as well as your content.
Yeah, work is
and-
still going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm very
100%.
excited for that, inshallah.
Zabardast. Thank you so much for coming in. And for all of you guys, thank you so much for watching. अगर आपको एपिसोड पसंद आएगा अपने दोस्तों यार से जरूर शेयर करिएगा. यूट्यूब वाले लाइक का बटन दबाएंगे. आप एंगेजमेंट बढ़ेगी, ज़्यादा लोगों तक हमारी कॉन्वर्सेशन पहुंचेगी. ऑडियो प्लेटफॉर्म्स वाले सब्सक्राइब का बटन दबाएंगे, आने वाले एपिसोड का नोटिफिकेशन मिलेगी. फेसबुक वाले टीबीटी कम्युनिटी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं नीचे दी गई हुई लिंक के ऊपर, जहाँ पर डिफरेंट फीडबैक भी लेते हैं, गेस्ट रिकमेंडेशंस भी लेते हैं, आर्टिकल्स भी शेयर करते हैं, डिफरेंट कॉन्वर्सेशन करते हैं. यू कैन जॉइन दैट. इसी के साथ साथ वी हैव आवर न्यू पॉडकास्ट लॉन्च. इट हैज़ लॉन्च्ड एक्चुअली 4-5 episodes की आ भी चुकी हैं. It's called the Pakistan Pivot, where we have conversations with different policymakers, government officials. We talk about current affairs, regional politics, and a lot of things जो कि हमारी societies में macro level पे हो रही हैं that impact us, but we don't know them enough. So you can check that channel out. It's down there in the description. इसी के साथ साथ easy पैसा Dash Cash यहाँ पर appear हो रहा है. You can support the channel if you'd like. We accept anything from 1 rupee to as much as you'd like. It's a thought that counts. But anyways, this was Sayyid Muzammil Hassan Zaidi. You are watching Thought Behind Things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.